Hello everybody. Today we'll be looking at some of the AI generated fails. I've been using AI for a couple of months now to generate some pictures, really fun. Made maybe about a thousand or so pictures so far, and some of them were just came out such epic failures. I decided to make a funny reaction video about that. They're gonna be hilarious. So let's go ahead and just jump into some of the fails here. I put them in various categories. So the first one is just body parts fail. So let's take a look at the first one. So this was for Ghost 1.0 images I created. So this is just a robot, supposedly, but it's hilarious that the chest been so elongated for some reason. I don't know why this AI struggles with this part, but yeah, if you notice the actual chest been elongated significantly. This happens with other tries as well. Like it's significantly longer. It may not be visible at first, but comparison to other ones, it's significantly longer. Same one here. The neck also seems like we give giraffe neck for this android little girl. I don't know why, but AI really thought that a robot should also have very elongated neck. And yeah, if you compare it to side by side, you can see that the instead of the extra neck in here, it just makes the length of the body longer, but the different distance between like the eye level and chest level is still the same. Kind of weird that it elongates for robots, specifically robot bodies. Again, very long neck for some reason, very giraffe neck. But the next one is like to separate the hair and some body parts, like hair usually separated. This is one of the examples. For some reason, I don't know why it does that, but it's hilarious. One of the things, it likes to fuse body parts with clothing. So here you can see the foot and the shoe kind of like melted together into one. It's hilarious. They just kind of thinks it's one object. So more examples of hair being cut out like that. Just this is one of the earliest models I've used, and it's horrible, as you can see. One of the things it does, it always seems to separate the ponytail from the hair. It's hilarious. Yeah, it just does it all the time, just very casual on it. Yeah, besides that, it's also likes to mess up number of feet and legs and the hands characters have. So yeah, this is one of the early models I've used. It's not very good. This model for Bloodless from Bloodstained Ritual of the Night. So she's supposed. The prompt for it was to make a dress out of blood. That's how she is in the game. However, it also has issues with number of fingers. So you can see she's missing some fingers, and there's blood all over the place. So it really seems like she just lost fingers, and that's where the blood's coming from. It's hilarious. I'm pretty sure AI did not plan for this. It's hilarious how it's just because it's so bad at putting the correct number of fingers that this is the result of when you ask for a lady with a blood dress. There's another picture of Bloodless, and that's hilarious again. Fingers are missing. It really seems like the fingers are completely missing, and that's where the blood coming from, and not from the blood dress. That's hilarious because I specifically asked for bloody dress because that's bloodless. That's what she wears. She wears literal blood on her body, but apparently it's just blood coming out from her fingers. That's hilarious. Okay, let's go to hands, for example. All right, there's some funny picture of yeah, you can see that hilarious. So there are two problems here. Well, the extra hand, that's just kind of, well, I guess it's not extra hand, but it's just meant like this. But for some reason, this AI model struggled, very struggled to make sunglasses on the side on the top of the head. For some reason, it always assumed that the sunglasses have to go on the eye level. So it always just draws two of them. Yeah, it wasn't actually successful with that model to make them appear just on top of the head. and that was for Barbie video that had sunglasses on the top of the head, not wearing them. Yeah, just it was very difficult to get this one to work right. All right, in here, yeah, hands. So it's all about hands. Hands look like noodles. Again, hand looks like noodles, and those are supposed to be bunnies, but they kind of look like bunny turtles. Really, it's like AI created a new species of bunnies. That's just it's so hilarious. This is bunny rabbits, bunny turtles. Sorry, it was hilarious. Yeah. Besides the hands, yeah, the thing is just a brand new species of animal. All right, separation of hands, like parts, body parts separated, very frequent issue. Nothing new here. All right, yeah, again, weird, very strange. It's like it's trying to combine the hands several times over. Like it's just weird. Yeah, this part at least is understandable. So in here, the AI tries to combine two hands at once. So it has a hand like this over the chest, and at the same time has a hand like this. So it tries to combine these two hands into one. And yeah, it makes a mistake. But at least you can clearly see how the AI just kind of messed it up by just combining two different things into one. Nice try though. Very nice try. Alright, yeah, I had to put a little bit here because about 15% of the time AI would generate them in natural outfit for some reason, even though I don't ask for it. But yeah, very frequently does that. So we have three hands here, but it looks so pretty much natural, kind of almost like looks like a monster from Diablo series. Right in here, besides the obvious hand weird issue, the subtle change is that she's holding the book with both hands. Okay, and there's a third hand over here. So yeah, it's very subtle. You don't see it right away until you realize like, oh, okay, cool. She has multiple hands. All right, this is the other issue with struggle with a lot was hands turned the other way. As you can see, the hands are kind of swapped around. Like this is the left hand and this is the right hand. Yeah, it struggled actually quite a bit. Like it couldn't get that hand straight at all whatsoever. Just like even though it's like this different generation entirely, yeah, just the hand just couldn't get it strong correctly. This one hand melts into the body. Very frequently issue was with that. It's just hilarious. Just this entire arm just melts into the body. Yeah, generation. And another case, just both arms just melting into the body. I guess I didn't want to draw fingers. All right, yeah, and this is an example of where AI even hides generation of fingers because it just doesn't want to make it look silly. So yeah, this is the hands actually specifically, I think intentionally made very blurry, very not visible. Yeah, as we can see here. Also the weapon. AI struggles with weapon a lot, so I guess it just tries to make things as blurry as possible. And this model actually based on an artist, a very good artist. Actually, I have some of the artwork in one of my games. Very good, a very good attempt. All right, another one of those weird things with one of the earliest models I've used. Yeah, it's just I think it's just supposed to be like two hands together. Yeah, that's just very hilarious. Again, three hands, three arms. Oh, wait, no, it's not even three arms. This arm just been removed and attached over here. Yeah, very frequent issues. That's a Shantae character, by the way, in case it's not obvious. All right, let's see. Some of the AIs have been misunderstanding my prompt. One of the prompts I want to do is make a character looking through a magnifying glass like this. So basically I ask for prompts like, hey, look at me through a magnifying glass, like that. It was very difficult. Most of the models I tried didn't understand what magnifying glass is. It's assumed it's some sort of a glass, okay, but it didn't understand what it was in here. I don't know what happened here. Yeah, this is supposed to be magnifying glass interpretation. It's so weird. So in here, I started to understand what's happening here. Okay, when I think of glass, it actually thinks of glasses, as in glasses, and it takes half of it, and it just thinks, oh, you want glass. It means you take glasses and just take half of it. There we go. There's your glass for you. Yeah, and apparently that's what it was trying to do here. So it became apparent here. So it's a glass. Again, it looks like glass, and for some reason it's being eaten. I think the AI was thinking that the reason why you have half the glasses is because the other half has been consumed somehow. That is very interesting logic here. Okay, again, at first it looked like hourglass. I mean, looks like magnifying glass at first, but then again, if you look at it close, it looks like a monocle, kind of like, again, glasses. So it's still very confused about it. Okay, and here again, I don't know what's happening here. Very good art, by the way, but terrible magnifying glass. All right, there again, half the glasses, so you can see definitely half the glass has been disappeared, and it looks like she's consuming them, eating it. Just hilarious way AI would think that. Yeah, as you can see, hands are messed up, 6 fingers, and all of that, blah blah blah. Okay, again, kind of like a monocle. I still just couldn't understand it, just totally. Okay, finally we got to a lens. Yes, I think I've actually tried magnifying a lens instead of glass. So yeah, that's the best I can get from that. All right, again here we have her eating glass, I guess. Weird. And there we go. Okay, so when I said looking through a glass on the viewer, I think it's misinterpreted as a mirror. And apparently that's supposed to be me, a reflection of the mirror. So I guess it's misunderstood what I'm trying to see through a magnifying glass, not see myself, I guess. It's hilarious that AI just interpreted that and it imagined what I would look like. Which is, well, I'm not a vampire. That's okay. Yeah, it's hilarious. It just couldn't get it. So eventually I stuck with this option. So this is the best I could get out of it. I just couldn't get AI to look through a magnifying glass. It just not happening whatsoever. So yeah, this is the best I'm able to get out of this, which is I put in one of my videos. All right, there's several very good images. But still they got, for some reason, it just decided to duplicate them. So here's a time I had tried to get generation of Elsa. And for some reason it came out perfect, but for some reason it just felt like duplicating them. I had never asked for 2 Elsas. But here's some more examples. It just decided to create 2 Elsas. I don't know why. Okay, here again. Perfect image, almost. The sword is a little bit weird. It should be like going all the way there. But yeah, it's just weird. It decided to give me multiples, so 1. Okay, here's an example of some very subtle changes that you can't really see until you look very close. All right, there's one on the pictures I've looked at. So in here it looks very good, very nice bunny. The other bunnies are good. However, if you notice, this bunny over here has 3 eyes, which is kind of interesting if you really look into it. Right, so the albino rabbits, the white rabbits, they actually have red eyes. So AI actually picked it up, so it needs red eyes, and then added 1 more eye. However, it mixed up at first and added 2 eyes to begin with. And if you look closer, this rabbit is missing an eye. So somehow AI messed up and took the eye from this rabbit, put it in here, and then still decided to add the red eye, which is the correct one for albino rabbits. And yeah, now this bunny ended up being with 3 eyes. Very interesting. The other one at first looks like a good picture. I'll go reading a book. However, if you take a close look, that's not quite a book, that's a half a book. If you look even closer, you can see the outline of the book. Like it's supposed to be an outline of the book. So AI kind of started thinking about writing the book, but then it just dropped off and said, no, just leave it at half a book like that. All right, another very good picture. At first it looks very good, but then it's like, oh, hold on, what happened here? So it took us a while to realize that it meshed two different pictures together here. So one of them, so the first one is just like bending sideways, bending over sideways. So here is how her hip would be, and the second hip is this part right here of her actually leaning sideways like that. And yeah, so it combined two hips into one, which kind of looks monstrous, but at first sight you don't even see it. Another one looks like a very good picture, right? Very well generated, except you look at the book, and you can see here the book is folded up. However, it's actually just one page. Like the reading of the page is just on a single along the two pages. Right, next category, weapons, which we have a lot of. Yeah, at first, one of the very earlier models I've used specifically for RPG gaming, yeah, I couldn't really, even though it was specifically for RPG gaming, I could never get a single weapon to display correctly. It's hilarious. So that's supposed to be a warhammer, sort of. Yeah, this is supposed to be a sword. Just kind of imagine it's a sword. It's hilarious, just like it's an RPG model. It's a model specifically made for RPG gaming, and still I couldn't get a single one correctly. Alright, that's supposed to be a halberd, pole arm, but yeah, it looks like a broken golf club. Yeah, terrible. That's another model. Yeah, just I forgot what they asked for, but it's just no. I give up on that idea. Alright, some of the Elsa generations here. Different weapons, yeah, just yeah, it really struggles to get them to hold on to weapons, just kind of floating all over the place. Yeah, and again, two Elsas, I never asked for it. Again, just kind of can't quite get it. Alright, floating weapon, and a shield. This looks like a shield, really cool. Really cool picture, but doesn't make sense. Yeah, I really like this one. It's like Elsa's arm to the teeth in here. So we have like weapon in each arm, right? The ponytail uses its own weapon. The hair has its own weapon, and two more swords over here. So it's like 5 swords. Man, it's like arm to the teeth entirely. It's hilarious. All right, another one, just floating ice shield. The ice shield looks so cool. Like they need to put them in real video games. It's amazing. All right, another Elsa. Here we can see the. It's not the yeah. Well, nothing to say here. More arms than necessary. All right, this is a funny one. I have no idea what the hell it is. It looks like It looks like start off with a barrel over here. This looks like the gun goes sideways, as in the magazine goes in here. That looks like the magazine, like it's meant to be over here, I guess, and the barrel is just tilted. So it looks almost like a weapon, but it's just so weirdly messed up. Alright, another one, floating swords, very common theme. Another one, not even a sword, it's just kind of like flying around. Alright, she's supposed to be holding a laser. So apparently there's a different definition of holding a laser. That really reminds me of the cyberpunk universe, where you know they have like weapons come out of their arms, like the arms opens up, like the praying mantis claws come out, or something like that. So it's really cool. Like in the cyberpunk universe, it'd be really cool if actually entire weapons come out from the arms. So yeah, this is a really cool idea here. Kind of a failure, but really cool. Alright, another one. Hilarious. Yep, she is armed to the teeth. Have a whole bunch of weapons here. At first sign, it reminds me of the like Saints Row symbol, like where you have like weapons sticking out from every direction. I think that's where I got the idea from. Kind of a really cool reference, actually. So yeah, just kind of like eagle's wings, full of weapons sticking out. Oh, Game of Thrones, almost like the throne full of swords sticking out in every direction. So yeah, pretty common theme. All right, double hilt, sword double hilt. Yeah, interesting. Floating swords, shield holding backwards. All right, common. All right, this is almost perfect. I actually used it in one of my videos for Ghost. So yeah, the gun looks almost perfect, except the trigger is pointing in the wrong direction. But yeah, other than that, it's very cool. All right, another weird attempt here. Looks like out of Skyrim or something. Yeah, so you can see here, one hand supposed to hold the axe in behind, and the other hand is supposed to be free, like. And the other iteration, she has that right arm free and a weapon in the left hand. So it looks like two different models got mixed into one. So now neither one makes sense. And even if you did, this blade for the axe is like way too long. Yeah. All right, more weapons sticking out of the armor. Looks nice. Ouch. Just having a sword sticking out right through the chest. Yeah, that's not a good position. More flying weapons. All right. There's one specifically I tried to make a ninja build, just a ninja with katanas. As my attempts, doesn't quite work. Right, just can't get it. So here she holds a sheath of the sword, and the sword is the sheath. So just swapped the sheath and the sword places. Nope. I don't know what happened here, and just like I don't know what happened. This is just ridiculous. All right, almost, very close, very close. Again, very close, almost got it, except for this flying thing. Flying weapons is just a common theme here. Gosh, I don't know what to say here. Terrible. And this somehow moved. It's supposed to be on the head, I guess, but I don't know, somewhere else. It has moved entirely. Alright, yeah, I don't know what to say. It does remind me of that Zoro guy from the One Piece. Yeah, that guy over here. Really reminds me of, like, holding so many weapons at once. Really cool. Alright, and some of the weapons that AI generated are so bad that it's actually good. Like, it's almost looks like it reinvented current weapons. It did such a good job that it deserves an honorable mention. So here's one of them. All right, this is one of the pictures I generated for Elsa. It says with punching, ice punching powers. However, AI generated, which I didn't notice at first, but much later, I noticed that this ice spike at her knee, and it just immediately reminded me of like spiky knee pads, like in video games, in fantasy. And it's like, oh, those are supposed to be like spiky knee pads, because she's elemental, uses ice. It'd be so cool that she has icy spikes on her armor. That's such a cool idea. This is just like such a cool idea for the fantasy universe, is when elementals actually use their element as a armor or their weapons. Yeah, this is such a cool idea. This is amazing that AI just came up with that. Other idea at first, I looked at this and it's like, oh, again, another case of hair holding a weapon. It's like, oh, that's ridiculous, that's silly. But then I looked at this one, it's like, wait a second, it's like a short dagger with a guard or a brass knuckle kind of, and it reminded me of the real weapon, the US knuckle duster trench knife. Yeah, so yeah, this is actually a real weapon that was issued by US Army, and yeah, it's just a small dagger with a knuckle buster. I actually had one of those knives. It's very comfortable to use, and yeah, it's really cool how I just accidentally made the reference to that, I guess. Yeah, we definitely like to see more of those kind of weapons, real-life weapons in video games, fantasy games. It's just, this is just amazing. It's amazing that the AI just could come up with this thing that reminded me so much of a real-life awesome weapon. All right, next one is this. Again, at first, oh gosh, yeah, I messed up again. Just making a sword, make a sword out of a hilt. It's like, whoa, wait a second. That looks familiar, right? Doesn't it? right? So if you look at it closer, right, hilt, hilt being also dangerous, you know, blade being on the hilt, and you immediately remember Kylo Ren's sword, lightsaber, where it has this hilt is also lightsabers as well. So yeah, it's amazing, good, very good fantasy weapon, not very practical in real life. But yeah, it's amazing how AI accidentally generated a sword that is very famous, which is very cool. That's just awesome. All right, the other one I recognized right away. The moment I saw this picture, it's like, oh, I know this weapon. So we have here the weapon here, the shield with the sword attached, right? And the sword, which is a sword here, spike at the end of the sword, kind of really cool. I assume the sword will keep on going further, right? But it's an actual weapon. It's called the lantern shield, used by night guards. Yeah, it's a shield. You put your hand in there. So it has a gauntlet. Here it has a sword attached to the shield. It has spikes on the gauntlet and it has another spike coming through here, and it has a oil lamp inside the shield. So supposedly it's like all weapons and lantern and shield all in one, which is kind of ridiculous. But yeah, it's definitely a huge reference to this. Yeah, and again, this is a real life weapon, shield, whatever. Like, we need these things in video games. It's funny that AI actually thought of something similar, but developers can't put this in real video games. All right, another one is this one. Again, immediately I looked at it, it's like, oh, that looks so cool. It's like a scissor sword. I'm gonna coin name it, scissor sword. Yeah, unfortunately, it already exists. There's some anime out there. I forgot the name of it already. But yeah, the scissor blades already a thing. Which, yeah, it should be in one video games. It's like so cool to have like two swords that merge together into one, or you just separate them into separate ones. But when you combine them together, they are actually like a scissor sword. It's so hilarious. In fantasy, of course, not real. All right, and here, this is just amazing. Just look at this. Just look at this weapon over here. Just how marvelous it is. It's a sword, right? It's sort of a tripod, trident. Sorry, trident. You see, like it's like almost like a trident spear kind of thing, right? And at the same time, the edges are very sharp, so it can be used as an axe. So you have like a sword, trident, spear, axe. This is such a cool fantasy weapon. It's hilarious, just amazing. Yeah, there's nothing like that out there. The closest thing I can think was the tri-sword axe. Well, the sword axe. This is sword axe fantasy, just make up stuff. However, I would name this tri-sword axe, kind of like a trident sword axe. This is hilarious. This is just amazing. I really want to see RPG games having this weapon. I really want to see the next Elder Scrolls and Diablo to have this exact weapon. This is so cool. Alright, another one, immediate reference, you can definitely see referenced in the movies, pop culture. So this is a sword that's sharp on both ends. Definitely reminds you of the Thanos sword, which is very unpractical in real life. Terrible, terrible weapon. But in fantasy, it just looks so cool. Such a nice reference to that. Alright, let's done with this section. Alright, so now let's take a look at some of the weird pictures, just plain weird. Alright, yeah, so this was supposed to be a picture of the robot lady taking Ghost 1.0, taking holding a jar with brains in it. And apparently it keeps, I kept getting confused between brains and rocks. It just tried to make the connection. And it also put her on the desk with the jar for some reason. This is just hilarious. And if you look closer, there's actually brains inside the chest as well, which is hilarious. Okay, more of the glasses that I just couldn't get to work. Probably should have bundled them all together. Alright, another brain in a jar case. In this case, AI actually put brains inside the skeleton again, inside the chassis. There's a little bit here. It's just weird. So specifically inside the jar. And another funny part is that the brain is actually the correct color, whereas the brain in the jar is blue. It's just weird how AI couldn't comprehend that. All right, another one. It's holding a head of a bunny. Poor bunny. Yeah, bunny with 3 ears and being headless bunny. Okay. Yeah. Cool. All right, another weird one. Just her eyes are just looking, I don't know where. She's not writing on the paper. It's just kind of floating. It's confusing. And of course, six fingers. The thumb is in there too. All right, another weird one. Just another hand, invisible hand holding a brain of jar. Another weird one, just staring weirdly. All right, more. Yeah, with that model, I could not get a jar brain just displayed correctly. It just was an impossible task. I ended up using another model. Yeah, this is a weird one. Yeah, okay, so again, brains, rocks, I don't know why, he just has to put them together. Yeah, multiple arms, weird hands, brains inside the chassis, and apparently this is weird. I don't know how it's somehow related to brain, I guess. And the duplicate here, and something is leaking there. Yeah, so weird on multiple levels. Hands too. All right, another one. Yep. What else can I say? All right. Again, asking for a jar with brains in it. For some reason, it somehow painted this white and put what seems like brains, I guess, inside the chassis again. Just weird. Just I don't know why it struggled so much with it. This is a weird one. I don't know what happened here. It is exceptionally weird. Okay, and now let's move on to really, really weird ones. So this is like the best of the best, the most weird ones ever. All right, let's take a look. Okay, let's take a look at more of the painted ones. Yeah. All right, so I have no idea what happened to that model. It's just, it was not like advertised. I don't know what I did to it, but it just gave me such incredibly weird results. I don't know what to say. This is like paintings, but weird. It's worse, infinitely worse than Picasso's crappy paintings. It's just, what happened here? Just, I don't know what to say. Is that a lawn? Is that grass? Like, what's that? Like, seriously, I don't remember what the prompt was, but this is just, what is it? A person on a horse? A knight on a horse? Like, gosh, that looks like Minnie Mouse. Genuinely looks like weird version of Minnie the mouse. Just, I don't know. It's and it also inserted some text in here, some random gibberish text, and something else. Like, I don't know what the hell happened here. It's like, what is that? I would never ask for anything like this. I don't know. That was such a weird scenario. Just this one really, really weird model. Okay, that looks something like directly off Dark Souls. That was probably the time I still tried to get medieval like knight with a sword. Yeah, that must have been it when I was trying to get more medieval weapons, and was epic failure, even with this model too. All right, now the really, really weird ones. All right. What the hell is this? I don't know what to say. This is okay. Moving on. That actually looks kind of like a cool artwork for a movie. Yeah, for a movie it'll be like really cool artwork. And there's like a hole in the middle too. Yeah, weird. Okay. It really reminds me of the Matrix move where Neo like dodges bullets and he moves like from side to side. Yeah, just like that. Yeah, I should have added artwork for this here too. Yeah. Uh, I don't know what happened here, but it does remind me of the Human Centipede. Please don't watch the movie; it's horrible. Um, yeah, it just kind of duplicated it for some reason, but it only happened with when I tried to make Ghost, the android. No, she's a robot entirely. It didn't happen with any other models, only with androids. Okay, haha. I don't know what happened here. It's a robot controlling a robot, trying to like puppeteer a robot. Robot puppeteering a robot, I guess, maybe. Okay. The funny part of this here is the face is actually different. Like the faces are not the same. So at least it uses like two different models, two different faces. But yeah, yeah. No words here. All right, another brain in the jar. Okay, for some reason it added brains over here. And again, it's elongated body. Man, I've seen those things already a dozen of times, and still it's funny every time I look at it. Gosh, it's so hilarious. And again, at least you can see the lips are very different. So let's try to use like two different faces. It's not like the same one being replicated, which happens quite often. Again, really hates androids for some reason. Yeah, elongated body, double. And that's what we saw earlier with elongated bodies. It seems like it tried to do it at a much lower scale. So it's ended up being much lower level, but it's much less obvious, but still, that's what I tried to do. Okay, again, Human Centipede. Weird. And the last one of those. No, wait, it's not even the last one. Oh gosh, there's more. Another Human Centipede. Just awkward. And there we go, another. Why it hates Android so much? Yeah, this is just beyond hilarious. Oh gosh, this is like, what is this? Alright, gosh, okay. This is my attempt at making an Dariel from Diablo 2 art. Yeah, it didn't work very well. Specifically said to make the pincers from the back, like the things from the back, like Sarah Kerrigan has them, and yeah, he just couldn't do it. That was just hilarious, bad. And I have no idea what the hell this is. This is insane. This is gosh. This is some alien species of something. I don't know. This is just what? How did this? This was just hilarious to that. And the last but not least, okay. The prompt for this was, let's see, what was it? Okay, so it was demon with bony wings. So yeah, it was demon with bone wings, and it gave me this. Geez, this is like right off Nightmares. Like this is something new. Has like horse body basically, kind of like a centaur. It's extremely long, another pair of arms, very long, and it has wings. So this is like completely new, totally new creature for like RPG world and stuff. Yeah, this needs to be in the next Diablo game. This is just hilarious. This is like insane. This is like how much imagination will take somebody to come up with this. This is just like, this is beyond believable. And still, I did say just bony wings, but yeah, not the whole thing, just the wings. Yeah, and that was like, again, that was my attempt at making a Dario, and it looks nothing like it. Okay, well, this is all the bad, really bad AI generated art that I could find. I've made about a little over 1,000 of them. I started making them a couple of months ago. And yeah, so this is over 1,000. This is the worst of the worst. It's starting to get less and less bad ones because we're not finally using good models. It's all the difference, making good models, not so much as a prompt as it is using good models to begin with. Yeah, with good models you can make such good things right away. Say for example, just right there, good model, use good model, you get just perfect pictures. Even that, you can see subtle differences, like for example in here, the underwear just disappears. But other than that, it's a good picture. Alright, well, thank you very much, and I will continue collecting very bad AI generated art, and I'll see you all later.